Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I have December Daily, Day 6 to share with you. This one is really special to me. Just the story. The story really gets me in, what do they say? The feels. It gets me in all the feels. It is about my son and doing math homework. So, I'm so excited to share this story. It's like I said, it's going to be very simple, but it's very meaningful. So my son had a simple request, and I'll explain that more when we get to the journaling. So I took a close-up of his yearly ornament and then one of the fabric banners, and I printed those pieces out. Since it was a simple request, I decided to do kind of a 4x8 pocket and do some journaling. I knew that it was going to be a long story, but I didn't realize how long of a story. So eventually I'm going to have to grab a second piece of paper. I originally printed out a journaling card, and as you saw, I didn't like that, so I just cut my own. And I kind of mimicked the design by stamping a star and today's story. Then I get out the stamp set from Ali Edwards and Laura Wonsil, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp a simple request. Now, I've realized with this alphabet stamp that you kind of don't press too hard, because once you press too hard, you get all those smudges. But I'm not going to go back and fix it. It's really not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. So I'm just going to stamp a simple request and then draw some lines for the journaling and also grab that second piece of paper since I know the story is going to be long, and also the stamping covered a lot of the main journaling more than I thought. So I'm just going to get that second piece of paper ready. And I'm also going to kind of round the corners. As I was rounding the corners, I just felt like it added a little bit of softness to the spread and made it just a little bit fancier. And since that piece of paper that I grabbed was not the same size as a simple request, it actually worked out in the long run, because I'll put a brad on the simple request, and that way you can flip it up and see the second piece of the journaling. As you can see, I put it on this ho 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 paper that I printed out digitally. I could have used my 10x8 papers, but I wanted the colors to match from the words matter and ho ho ho, and they will match since they came out of the printer, if that makes sense. So that is why I used that paper. I have put my photo down, adhered it down, and now I'm going to add some foam to the words matter, and then I decided to go ahead and distress it. I almost put it down on the page, then I'm like, no, wait, I want to add a little bit of distressing because that's always fun. So I'll add that, and then I will put the banner on. And I think my next step is either going to be the journaling or adding in some more stamping to the bottom. But again, I'm going to use a brad to hold in my journaling. I think brads are just my go-to right now with this project, and I just really am enjoying them. So I punch a hole in the star, and then I add a green brad to kind of coordinate and adhere down that second piece of the journaling. And like I mentioned just a little bit ago, in case it didn't make sense, is, with the shorter piece of paper, not as long as the first paper, it just worked out for when you have to maneuver it and swing it upwards to see the journaling. So it all worked out. I love when that happens. So I really wanted to add something more to the left-hand side, so I decided to use the cursive alphabet in the stamp set to stamp a simple request. And I started on the far left and stamped a simple request, and then started it again and wound up stamping it almost the full word. I thought about doing 2 rows, but then I was just like, no, I'm just going to leave it simple. Okay, so the story. So Tuesday, my husband took our daughter to karate, and I stayed home to do homework with my son. I don't know who got the better end of the deal, but I decided to try to teach him how to do algebraic equations, and he was actually receptive to listening and learning, and he really grabbed on to the choose your own adventure analogy, and that's what I was kind of teaching him, is how, you have to balance each side of the equation. Mind you, it took the entire time that my daughter was at karate, so it took like an hour, but he did it. We got through it, And then towards the end, I don't remember why he got up from the couch and the table where we were doing homework, but he got up and then he came back and he's like, Mom, you know those ornaments we got the other day? Can we please hang those up tonight? Like, just with all the coming and the goings, we had not had a chance to hang them up when we got them on the 3rd. And so that simple request just meant everything to me. I was really touched. And you know, when you have a teenager, when they talk directly to you, it's just really important to try your best to honor that request, you know, because sometimes clearly communicating is not easy. So that was really special to me. And so when my daughter got home, my husband got home, we all had some family time to find spots on the tree to hang our ornaments. And I took a close-up of my sons. And that is number 6. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Have a great day. Bye.